Imagine you are holding a letter, a sealed envelope, and someone tells you, inside this envelope is the date of your last Ramadan. Would you open it?
Most people say no, because the truth is, we are not ready to know.
But here's is what that question really does. It does not scare you, it wakes you up.
And today, we are going to use that question to build the most meaningful Ramadan you have ever had. Stay with us. Every minute of this conversation could change your entire month.
Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to Talk, Learn, Teach, where every lesson is also a conversation, and every conversation is also a journey.
We are so genuinely happy you are here today. Whether you found us by accident or by design, we believe you are exactly where you need to be right now.
Today's topic is one that lives at the intersection of two things we care deeply about: growing your English and growing your soul.
And before we go any further, we have a small request that means everything to us. If Talk, Learn, Teach has ever given you something, a new word, a new thought, a moment of reflection, please subscribe right now. Press that button. And if you know someone preparing for Ramadan this year, share this video with them today.
Not later, today. Because the earlier someone begins to prepare, the richer their Ramadan becomes.
We will speak slowly and clearly throughout this episode. Every important idea will be repeated. And by the end, you will have not just better English, but a real, honest plan for Ramadan.
Let us begin.
Let us start with the question from our hook. What if this is your last Ramadan?
Now, we are not saying this to create fear. Fear is not what we are after.
What we are after is something much more powerful than fear. We are after urgency with warmth, the kind of urgency that makes you reach for people you have been avoiding, the kind that makes you pray with your eyes wet and your heart open, the kind that makes you actually taste the month instead of just surviving it.
Here's a truth about human beings. We are very good at postponing the things that matter most.
We say, next Ramadan, I will be better. Next year, I will call that person. One day, I will fix that part of myself.
And then the month arrives, and we are still the same person, standing in the same place, making the same quiet promise to a future version of ourselves.
But what if we asked, what would I do today if I knew this was the only Ramadan I had left?
That question does not have a comfortable answer, but it has a useful one.
Because the answer reveals what truly matters to you. It shows you, very quickly, what you have been protecting and what you have been neglecting.
Repeat after us. I treat this Ramadan as a precious gift.
I treat this Ramadan as a precious gift.
I act with intention, not just habit.
I act with intention, not just habit.
Every day of Ramadan is an opportunity I will not waste.
Every day of Ramadan is an opportunity I will not waste.
Before we talk about preparation, we want to spend a moment just appreciating what Ramadan actually is.
Because sometimes we are so focused on doing Ramadan that we forget to receive it.
Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. It is the month in which the Quran, described as light and guidance, was revealed to humanity.
Every year, this month returns, like a tide, consistent, faithful, returning even when we forget it is coming.
And every year it brings with it something rare in our modern world: permission to slow down.
Permission to stop eating, stop rushing, stop filling every silence with noise, and instead to listen to what is inside, to what has been waiting.
The Arabic word for fasting is saum, and it means more than abstaining from food and drink. It means a state of conscious restraint, a deliberate choosing of stillness over reaction.
That is not just a religious practice. That is a form of wisdom that the whole world could benefit from.
And this month, 30 days of it, is being offered to you again. The question is not whether you will fast. The question is whether you will truly arrive inside the month.
Repeat. Ramadan is not just a month, it is a doorway.
Ramadan is not just a month. It is a doorway.
I choose to walk through it fully.
I choose to walk through it fully.
I receive this month as the gift it truly is.
I receive this month as the gift it truly is.
We want to tell you a story, a real kind of story, the kind that could belong to anyone.
Her name is Mariam. She is 36 years old. She lives in a busy city. She works full-time. She has 2 children under the age of 8.
Every Ramadan for the past several years, Mariam told herself the same thing. This year I will do it properly. This year I will wake for every suhoor.
I will read the Quran every single day. I will be patient. I will be present. And every year, by the 10th day, the exhaustion of real life swallowed her plans whole.
She did not fail because she was weak. She failed because she was unprepared.
Then, one evening, about 3 weeks before Ramadan, she was putting her younger daughter to sleep, and her daughter, who was 6 years old, said something that stopped time.
What did she say?
She said, "Mama, are you ready for Ramadan? Because I want to be ready with you."
Oh, what a beautiful moment.
Mariam looked at her daughter's face, completely sincere, completely trusting, and she felt something shift. Not guilt, not pressure, something softer than that.
Responsibility, the beautiful kind.
She realized her daughter was not just asking about Ramadan, she was asking to be included in something sacred. She wanted to witness her mother preparing. She wanted to learn what preparation looked like.
And that night, Mariam did something she had never done before Ramadan. She sat at the kitchen table with a blank notebook, and she wrote one honest question at the top of the page.
The question was, what kind of person do I want my daughter to see me become this Ramadan?
Not what do I want to do, but who do I want to be?
And the answers that came from that question were not grand or religious sounding. They were simple: patient, present, honest, gentle.
Those 4 words became her entire Ramadan intention, not a list of 20 goals, 4 words.
And that Ramadan, she always says, was the first one where she actually felt the month, not just moved through it.
Because she prepared from the inside first.
The heart is where Ramadan begins, not the kitchen, not the mosque, not the Ramadan app on your phone. The heart.
Repeat. My heart is where Ramadan begins.
My heart is where Ramadan begins.
I prepare my inner world before anything else.
I prepare my inner world before anything else.
Who I want to become is my most important Ramadan goal.
Who I want to become is my most important Ramadan goal.
Let us talk about something that most Ramadan preparation guides don't mention.
The emotional weight we carry into the month.
We walk into Ramadan sometimes carrying grief, sometimes resentment towards someone who hurt us, sometimes shame about who we've been this past year.
And we expect Ramadan to somehow dissolve all of that automatically.
And sometimes it does, slowly, gently, over many days.
But the process is smoother and deeper when we begin before the month starts, when we do the emotional work in the days leading up to Ramadan.
What does emotional preparation look like?
It looks like sitting quietly with yourself and asking, is there anyone I'm still angry with? Anyone whose name, when I hear it, makes something tighten in my chest?
And here's the important thing. You don't have to resolve everything. You don't have to call every person. You don't have to have a long conversation.
Sometimes the most important work happens entirely inside you.
It looks like saying to yourself, I release the version of that story where I'm only the wounded one. I release the need to be right about this. I choose something lighter.
That's not weakness. That is one of the most difficult and courageous things a human being can do.
And Ramadan, when entered from that place of release, opens in a completely different way.
Let me tell you about Ibrahim. He was 42. He hadn't spoken to his father in 6 years. 6 years of silence, of justified anger, of a story he had told himself so many times it had become a wall.
What happened?
In the week before Ramadan, Ibrahim was reading, not anything religious, just a book, and he came across one sentence that stopped him.
What was the sentence?
It said, "Forgiveness does not mean the other person was right. It means you are ready to be free."
That is a sentence worth reading twice.
Ibrahim put down the book. He sat there for a long time, and then he picked up his phone and called his father. Not to resolve everything, not to have the big conversation, just to say, "Ramadan is coming. I wanted to hear your voice."
What did his father say?
His father did not say anything for a moment, and then he said, "I have been waiting for this call for a very long time."
Oh.
They did not fix 6 years in one phone call, but they cracked the door open. And Ibrahim says that Ramadan, for the first time in years, his duas did not feel like they were hitting a ceiling. They felt like they were going somewhere.
Because something in him had been freed.
Repeat. I choose freedom over the right to stay wounded.
I choose freedom over the right to stay wounded.
I release what is heavy before Ramadan begins.
I release what is heavy before Ramadan begins.
Forgiveness is something I do for myself.
Forgiveness is something I do for myself. Now let us talk about the mind, because Ramadan is intensely mental.
In fact, many people find that the physical challenge of fasting, the hunger, the thirst, is actually manageable by the second or third day. The real test is mental.
The restlessness, the boredom, the habit of reaching for your phone every 4 minutes, the way your mind manufactures urgency about things that are not actually urgent.
These are the battles of Ramadan that nobody talks about.
So how do you build mental strength before the month begins?
We recommend one practice above all others. It is called the daily pause, and it takes 3 minutes.
Every day for the 2 weeks before Ramadan, at any point in your day, you stop. You put down whatever you are doing, you sit, and you do nothing for 3 minutes.
Not meditation, not prayer, just nothing. No phone, no music, no thinking about your to-do list, just sitting with yourself.
It sounds easy. It is not easy.
Most people cannot do it for 30 seconds without reaching for something, and that tells you everything you need to know about where you are starting from.
Because Ramadan will ask this of you daily. It will ask you to be with yourself, with your hunger, your thirst, your tiredness, your thoughts, without escaping.
And if you have never practiced that, the first week of Ramadan can feel almost unbearable.
But if you start now, 3 minutes a day, you are building the exact muscle Ramadan requires.
You are learning to be comfortable in discomfort, which, honestly, is one of the most valuable skills any human being can develop.
Another powerful mental preparation: pay attention to what you say about Ramadan before it arrives.
Language shapes experience completely.
If you walk around saying, "Ugh, Ramadan is so hard. I hate not being able to have my morning coffee. I'm going to be miserable," then you will create exactly that experience.
But if you shift the language even slightly, something changes.
Instead of saying, "I cannot eat or drink," say, "I am choosing to fast." There is a difference between deprivation and choice, and your nervous system responds differently to each.
Instead of, "I have to wake up for suhoor," say, "I get to have this quiet morning that most of the world is sleeping through."
Instead of, "Ramadan is exhausting," say, "Ramadan is stretching me into someone stronger."
These are not just nice words. They are instructions you are giving your mind about how to experience the month.
Repeat. I choose to fast. I am not forced.
I choose to fast. I am not forced.
My mind shapes my Ramadan experience.
My mind shapes my Ramadan experience.
I practice stillness before the month begins.
I practice stillness before the month begins. The body deserves its own conversation, and we want to have it without making anyone feel pressured or overwhelmed.
Because sometimes Ramadan preparation advice sounds like a fitness program. Eat this, sleep at this time, exercise at this angle.
And people feel tired just reading the list.
So we will keep this simple, practical, human.
The body, when it is fasting for the first time each year, goes through an adjustment. The first 3 days are typically the hardest physically: headaches, low energy, irritability.
And a lot of this can be reduced, not eliminated, but significantly reduced by making small shifts in the weeks before.
The single most impactful thing you can do for your body before Ramadan is to reduce caffeine gradually. If you drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee every day and then Ramadan arrives and you suddenly have none, your body will stage a protest.
A loud protest.
So start now. Each week, reduce by half a cup. By the time Ramadan arrives, the adjustment is already done.
For food, you do not need to go on a special diet. You just need to start paying attention. Are you eating when you are genuinely hungry, or are you eating out of habit, boredom, or emotion?
That question is so important because Ramadan will remove all those automatic eating triggers, and if you have never examined them, the first week can feel genuinely disorienting.
For sleep, try to go to sleep 30 minutes earlier each night for 2 weeks. That's all. 30 minutes.
Over 14 nights, that adds 7 hours of accumulated rest, and that 7 hours will carry you through the difficult early days of Ramadan.
And one more thing, water. Drink more water in the days before Ramadan begins. Your cells store hydration. A well-hydrated body handles fasting far better than a dehydrated one.
Your body is not your enemy in Ramadan. It is your partner.
Treat it with enough care before the month that it can carry you through the month.
Repeat. I prepare my body gently and wisely.
I prepare my body gently and wisely.
My body is my partner in fasting.
My body is my partner in fasting.
Small preparations now create lasting change later.
Small preparations now create lasting change later. Let's talk about goals, because we know that almost every person listening has at some point made a list of Ramadan goals and watched that list quietly disappear by the second week.
We're not going to make you feel bad about that. We're going to explain why it happens and how to do it differently.
Goals fail in Ramadan for one primary reason. They are built for an ideal version of life, not for actual life.
Actual life has a sick child on day 4. It has a work crisis on day 9. It has a day when you wake up for suhoor and feel so bone-tired that getting up feels physically impossible.
A goal that cannot survive those days is not a Ramadan goal, it's a wish.
So we want to teach you something called a minimum viable goal. It's a goal so small, so achievable, that even on your worst Ramadan day, you can still do it.
For example, instead of I will read 5 pages of Quran every day, say I will read 3 ayat of Quran every day. Just 3. Even on my worst day, I will read 3.
3 ayat every day for 30 days is 90 ayat. That's connection. That's progress.
Instead of I will give charity every day, say I will give something, even if it is only a smile given with full intention every single day. A smile counts?
In the Hadith tradition, a smile given to your brother or sister is described as charity. Yes, it counts.
Instead of I will never lose my patience this Ramadan, say when I feel my patience breaking, I will take 3 slow breaths before I speak.
That's achievable. That's real. And that, practiced 30 days in a row, becomes a new way of being.
The goal is not the impressive version of yourself that you perform for Ramadan. The goal is the small, consistent, deeply sincere version that actually changes something permanent.
Write down 3 minimum viable goals right now, before this video ends. 3 things so small that failing feels almost impossible, and then do them every day, even when you don't feel it.
Especially when you don't feel it.
Repeat. My goals are honest and achievable.
My goals are honest and achievable.
Small consistency creates lasting change.
Small consistency creates lasting change.
I build my Ramadan around real life, not ideal life.
I build my Ramadan around real life, not ideal life.
We want to share one more story, and this one is about what happens when Ramadan arrives and you have done nothing to prepare, not to judge, but because recognizing the pattern is the first step to changing it.
His name is Khalid. He's 29. He grew up in a household that Ramadan was observed, the fasting, the prayers, the family iftars, but it was always something that happened to him, not something he stepped into.
He never prepared. Each year, the month surprised him like an unexpected guest he had somehow forgotten was coming.
And so each Ramadan, Khalid would spend the first week feeling disoriented, the second week feeling guilty that he wasn't doing enough, the third week trying to recover, and then suddenly Eid would arrive and he would feel a strange emptiness.
Not because he hadn't fasted, he had. Not because he hadn't prayed, he had done that too, but because he had been present in the month without being truly awake inside it. The year everything changed was the year his best friend was diagnosed with a serious illness, and Khalid sat with his friend one afternoon, a few weeks before Ramadan, and his friend said something quietly.
What did he say?
He said, I hope I see another Ramadan. I genuinely do not know if I will, and I am not saying that to scare you, Khalid. I am saying it because I want you to understand. Every one you have had, that I have also had, was a gift, and I think we both forgot that.
The year everything changed was the year his best friend was diagnosed with a serious illness, and Khalid sat with his friend one afternoon, a few weeks before Ramadan, and his friend said something quietly.
What did he say?
He said, I hope I see another Ramadan. I genuinely do not know if I will. And I am not saying that to scare you, Khalid. I am saying it because I want you to understand. Every one you have had, that I have also had, was a gift. And I think we both forgot that.
Khalid drove home that evening in silence, and he did something he had never done before any Ramadan.
What did he do?
He sat on his prayer mat 3 weeks before the month began, and he just talked. Not a formal prayer, just talked. He said, I have been going through the motions. I have been showing up without arriving. This year, I want to actually arrive. I need help to arrive.
That honest conversation changed everything.
He started small. He reduced his late-night screen time 2 weeks before. He began eating dinner earlier. He called his mother, whom he spoke to once a week out of obligation, and had an actual conversation, asked her how she really was.
And when Ramadan came, for the first time, Khalid felt like he had shown up to something he was ready for.
Not perfectly, not without struggle, but ready, intentionally ready.
His friend, by the way, did see that Ramadan, and the two of them prayed together on several of the last 10 nights. Khalid says those nights are among the most precious experiences of his life.
Oh.
Because he was finally present for them.
Repeat. I arrive at Ramadan fully present.
I arrive at Ramadan fully present.
I do not just go through the motions, I live the meaning.
I do not just go through the motions, I live the meaning.
This Ramadan, I truly arrive.
This Ramadan, I truly arrive. We want to speak now about the final stretch of Ramadan, the last 10 nights, and why you must begin thinking about them now, before the month even starts.
These nights are, in Islamic tradition, the most sacred period of the entire year. Within them is a night, Laylat al-Qadr, described as holding the weight of more than 1,000 months of worship.
Mathematically, 1,000 months is roughly 83 years, more than a human lifetime.
One night, that is extraordinary.
And yet, so many people arrive at the last 10 nights utterly depleted, having spent 20 days either burning too intensely or gradually disengaging, and they reach the most important part of Ramadan running on empty.
So part of your preparation now, weeks before the month, is thinking about pacing. Ramadan is not a sprint to the 10th day and then a collapse. It is a gradual, deepening journey toward those final nights.
Think of it like climbing a mountain. You do not exhaust yourself on the first slope and arrive at the summit unable to stand. You pace, you breathe, you save something for the top.
Practically, consider what you can arrange in your life for those last 10 days. Can you take annual leave? Can you reduce your social commitments? Can you ask your family to take on extra responsibilities at home?
Plan lighter meals in those last 10 days, not because you should eat less, but because heavy meals create heaviness of spirit. The body becomes sluggish when it is overfed.
And make a simple plan for those nights. Not a complicated schedule, just, after Taraweeh, I will sit for 20 minutes in silence. I will bring my truest words to that silence.
That is enough. That is more than enough.
Repeat. I protect my energy for the peak of Ramadan.
I protect my energy for the peak of Ramadan.
I pace myself through the month with wisdom.
I pace myself through the month with wisdom.
I arrive at the last 10 nights with something left to give.
I arrive at the last 10 nights with something left to give.
We're almost at the end of our time together today, but before we close, we want to talk about something that happens after Ramadan.
Because preparation for Ramadan is incomplete if it does not include a plan for what comes next.
The truth is, the most painful Ramadan experience is not having a difficult month. It's having a beautiful, transformative month, and then watching everything you built quietly collapse in the weeks after Eid.
It happens to almost everyone, and it is not a moral failure, it's a design failure.
Because most people design their Ramadan as a destination, and when you reach a destination, you stop moving.
But what if, this year, you designed it as a launch?
A launch means Ramadan is not where it ends, it is where it begins.
So we ask you right now, before the month starts, to choose one thing, just one habit or one quality that you will carry out of Ramadan and into the rest of your year.
One thing that you will refuse to leave inside the month.
Maybe it's the 3-minute pause you practiced before Ramadan. Maybe it's the weekly charity. Maybe it's calling a family member you had been neglecting.
Write it down, right now, before you forget, before life picks up speed again and sweeps you along.
One thing, carried with intention, will connect this Ramadan to the next and the next, until your life, slowly, quietly, and genuinely, becomes something different.
Something more like the person you keep seeing in your best moments, the patient one, the generous one, the present one.
That person is not a fantasy. They are the version of you that Ramadan was designed to reveal.
Repeat. Ramadan launches me forward. It does not just pause me.
Ramadan launches me forward. It does not just pause me.
I carry one real thing out of the month.
I carry one real thing out of the month.
Each Ramadan builds on the one before.
Each Ramadan builds on the one before.
We want to close today with something simple.
Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Think about the version of yourself that this Ramadan is waiting to meet.
Not a perfect version, not a saint, just a more present version. A version that showed up, that prepared, that decided this month was worth arriving for.
That version is already inside you. It has been waiting for the right conditions to emerge.
Ramadan is those conditions.
And you, preparing now, thinking now, caring now, you are already creating those conditions.
That's not a small thing. That's everything.
From both of us here at Talk, Learn, Teach, Ramadan Mubarak in advance. May this month find you ready. May it hold you gently through the hard days and open something real in you that stays.
May you arrive at Eid feeling like someone who didn't just endure 30 days, but someone who lived them.
Now, we need one thing from you before you go.
Please subscribe to Talk, Learn, Teach right now if you haven't already. This channel is built on real conversations, real stories, and real English, the kind that grows you from the inside. We would love to have you with us every week.
And share this video with someone you care about, someone who needs a push to start preparing, someone who might be feeling like Ramadan just happens to them rather than for them.
You could be the reason their Ramadan changes this year. That's not a small thing either.
And in the comments, we want to hear from you. Tell us, which story today moved you most? Was it Miriam and her daughter? Was it Ibrahim and the phone call? Was it Khalid and his friend?
Or tell us, what is the one thing you're going to do differently to prepare for Ramadan this year? Write it in the comments. Make it real by saying it out loud to us.
We read every comment, every single one, and we will reply. Because this channel is not just a place where you come to learn, it's a place where we learn together.
Until next time, keep growing, keep showing up, and remember,
The Ramadan you have always hoped for.
begins with the preparation you choose today.
Talk, Learn, Teach. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care.